that there's a person of size that did not purchase 2 tickets but was being accommodated. And that is why we could not get in on the airplane and about to get stuck outside the country.
Did you know you can get a free extra seat on a Southwest flight the next time you fly? All you have to do is gain 200 pounds first. TikTok influencers in the body positivity movement are celebrating Southwest right now and covering their customer of size policy that apparently allows plus size customers to get extra seats free of charge. We're going to break this policy down and discuss why so many people find it kind of outrageous. But first, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Brad Polumbo. I cover all the craziest stuff going on the internet and in the LGBT community from a center-right perspective. If you enjoy this video, do consider subscribing and sticking around, and even liking and commenting with your thoughts. Now, let's dive into Southwest policy that's so controversial, and to help us out, we've got our friendly neighborhood body positivity TikToker to show us how we can get an extra free seat while booking on Southwest.
Have you heard about the Southwest Airlines customer size policy and how plus-size travelers who need more room can get a second seat for free or reimbursed if they book it in advance? I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can book your second seat for comfort on Southwest Airlines website using their customer size policy. Now let's get right into this video and let me show you the step-by-step process to booking that second seat ahead of time.
Click Book a Flight, then put in where you're leaving from and where you're headed to, and the dates, of course. The number of passengers will be 2, since you're getting an extra seat for comfort. Then, from these list of options, choose the flights that you will like. Then, confirm that everything looks good and hit Continue. Then you're going to enter your personal details, your name, date of birth, gender, etc. Enter your email and if you need special assistance. For your second seat, enter your first name, but in the middle name category, put your middle name followed by the letters XS or XS if you don't have a middle name. XS stands for extra seat. Now, review and purchase. And that's how you do it.
So I wanted to make sure that this wasn't just another TikTok hoax or some sort of fake story. So I actually went and found Southwest's actual policy right on their website. And yes, it is exactly what people are making it out to be. It specifically says that plus-size passengers can book 2 or even 3 seats in advance and then get a refund after the fact for the cost of their additional seating. It also gives the option of not purchasing an additional seat in advance and then discussing your seating needs with the customer service agent at the departure gate. And then, if it's determined that you need a second or third seat, you'll be accommodated with a complimentary additional seat. They do ask in the policy, though, that people book ahead of time because it helps them avoid asking customers to relinquish their seats for an unplanned accommodation. And this is the craziest part of the policy. It seems like they're saying that in some circumstances, they might actually kick people off the flight or try to get them to accept, sometimes they'll bribe, they'll offer gift cards or free tickets or rewards. They'll try to get people off the flight to make room for someone who needs 2 or even 3 seats. And some people, it's impossible for us to verify this, but some people on the internet do claim that they've been kicked off flights in order to make room for overweight passengers who need multiple seats.
This video is going to be very controversial, but I really need to understand what just happened. Flying from Montego Bay, stop in Baltimore, going home to Denver. And in Montego Bay, they tell us on Southwest that we cannot go on the plane because it got overbooked and we cannot get in because I was on standby. Well, I wasn't on the standby. It wasn't my ticket. I purchased the ticket and they couldn't get, so it's me, my daughter, and her friend, me with 2 teenagers. We can't get in on a plane. Later to find out that there's a person of size that did not purchase 2 tickets, but was being accommodated. And that is why we could not get in on the airplane and about to get stuck outside the country. Please, again, I said it's controversial. Please help me understand. Why do I have to spend the night without any accommodations in Baltimore because person oversized person, how did they call her, didn't purchase a second ticket? Well, here's the thing. I asked that here at the Baltimore. They said, sorry, we can't accommodate you. 9 o'clock right now. I have a ticket. I have a flight for tomorrow morning. No accommodations, with 2 teenagers stuck at the airport. But she explained to me that Southwest policy is to accommodate a person of size. There we go. Person of size, even if they did not purchase a ticket. And it is their right to kick a person out of the plane for the oversized person. I explained to her that I paid for the ticket. She said, we need to accommodate person of size. I said, but I purchased the ticket. And she said, well, it's the Southwest policy. And when we're going back and forth, I lost it.
Yeah. There is a customer size or 2 on the aircraft. Even if there aren't enough seats, we have to accommodate that customer of size. And unfortunately, we do have to accommodate a customer of size if they need an extra seat. We don't charge for extra seats. If a customer of size gets on that aircraft, we have to accommodate them with an extra seat of no charge.
Of course, it's not exactly shocking that the body positivity influencers and the TikTok crowd would love this policy. It's great for them. But for all of us Americans who can, in fact, fit into a single seat on an airplane, this policy's outrageous. It is fundamentally unfair, and it sure seems like they're just caving to woke activism rather than actually best serving the needs of all customers. Of course, overweight Southwest customers should be treated with dignity and respect, and it's never okay to bully or demean someone because of how they look. Yet obesity is not something that should entitle you to special benefits that have to come at other people's expense. If someone truly is too overweight to fit into a single seat on an airplane, they should be required to purchase 2 seats. This is not malicious discrimination, right? It's not some sort of discrimination that's against their civil rights. No, it's simply requiring them to live with the consequences of their own decision making. Because in perhaps all but a few rare exceptions with medical things going on, anybody who is so obese, we're not talking about a little bit overweight here, but so obese they can't fit into a single seat, that is a result of some very, very bad personal health decisions they have made. Those aren't my decisions, and they're not your decisions, so it's not fair to pass along the costs onto us. And rest assured, even if nobody does actually get kicked off the flight, it still will cost everyone else on board in many cases. There could be some half-empty flights where an overweight passenger could be given additional seats at no real consequence to anybody. But when a flight is nearly full, which is often the case, if you have an overweight person booking 2 or even 3 seats in advance just for themselves that they'll eventually get refunded, well, that will be reflected because of this scarcity, because of the lack of available seating. Whatever tickets are left will be extra expensive and other customers will get to pay more. As the famous economist Milton Friedman famously said, there's no such thing as a free lunch or a free flight, apparently. There's also just an unfairness angle to this. Like, what about all the other people out there, myself included, right? Quite tall and lanky, who would love an additional seat to sprawl out into and be more comfortable. More fundamentally, though, this entire approach to accommodating and rewarding obesity is getting it entirely backwards. We shouldn't bully or shame people. That often doesn't help and actually makes things worse. But we shouldn't encourage or promote or otherwise make it easier for people to make terrible decisions and live in extraordinarily unhealthy ways. We have roughly 300,000 of our fellow Americans dying every year due to obesity-related causes. So we need to be actively focusing on how to help people live healthier lives and lose weight, not bending over backwards to reward their bad decisions at everyone else's expense. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Please do let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you're still here, you probably enjoyed the video, so please do drop a like, and maybe even consider subscribing to see more content like this. Once again, I'm Brad Polumbo, and with that, I'll see you all in my next video. But if you're not sick of me yet and you want more of my content, you can go here or here to watch some of my other recent videos that you might just get a kick out of.